Kurandrani holds on, then they lose it forward, and Pryor with the chance to go wide to Moore. Out now to Kimlin, and he's going to put it on the toe. The captain, and getting back there is Williams. He's left it behind. Hogg is there to clean up, and all of a sudden it's the Lions under pressure inside their own 22.
Oh, but scrambling, they've recovered that situation. The Brumbies were well on the front foot, deserved to win that ruck. The fitness and pride of the Lions.
Now the Brumbies fans start the roar, trying to rally their troops. Wonderful atmosphere at Canberra Stadium on a chilly Tuesday. That's not out. Now it's Mogg. Wide ball over the top to Smith. Straightens. And now he gives it. Kurandrani. Wade holds on. Kurandrani beats him, and there's the first try. And what a try!
Oh, there's one for counter-attack. The kick from the other side of the field doesn't go out. Mogg throws a monster pass. Kurandrani looms up the outside of Smith, and one of the biggest fens ever barreled him through 2 tackles after he swiveled through the first one. Kurandrani, enormous limbs on him. We'll have a look at this. Pryor gives it to Mogg. He sizes it up. 12 trees is in the way. Wade's got no idea here in the defence. Smith bamboozles him. Wade comes again at Kurandrani, pushes him off. Carney gets stuffed up by Wade, and Kurandrani try.
Marto, probably the most improved player in Australian rugby, Kurandrani, this season. Andrew Smith got turned over by Wade earlier. Held the ball in 2 arms. Boom! The big fend, and Kurandrani goes over as Jake White pulled the sucker punch here. As he said, we're going to play it tight, we're going to kick. Every time the Brumbies have got the ball, they've looked to run.
But the counter-attacking, that's the thing that's taken the Lions by surprise. And 2 Jesse Mogg monster passes have been the keys. Look at Spate and Kurandrani. They know how big that is.
Marta, you know it's difficult to defend when you haven't defended with other players in that back line, and you're all of a sudden thrown in against good counter-attackers. Puts you under pressure, and the Brumbies are taking advantage.
Everyone talks about Christian Wade. Number 14 on the wing for the Lions, making his debut. Only made his test debut 10 days ago.
Was the UK Premiership Player of the Year and Young Player of the Year. And Pryor can't add the extra 2.
He might have pace, but he hasn't got combination with his inside defenders.
5-0. It is the Brumbies over the Lions. Spate. Good take. Kimlin. Let's not forget Peter Kimlin hoping to play his way into the match day 23 for the Wallabies on Saturday, just like so many of the Lions trying to play their way into the test squad. Kimlin and CO released from the Wallaby camp as we see a bit of push and shove, nothing in that.
I'd hate to rain on his parade while we watch the breakup. That bloke giving them a bit of advice. But there's no way Kimlin could be in the 23 if he's playing tonight. Or Nathan Sharp, you've been in Camp Wallaby, is there?
No. Yeah, I think like the Lions, there's every opportunity, and so far Peter Kimlin's having an outstanding game. I think you know, all these the game the Brumbies are playing tonight, they're really starting to squeeze the Lions, as Kaif alluded to. The Lions having trouble getting out of their half, and a lot of that is coming on the back of some really good breakdown play and some really good forward play as well.
This is what Kimlin did here 2 weeks ago against the Rebels. He was a notch above everyone else, and I guess that was the night he played himself into the Wallaby squad.
Well, there is talk that Wycliffe Palu is still suffering from an injury, and the race against the clock to be right for Saturday. So if Cliffy has another setback, a spot might open up in the 23 in that back row. That's still in the future. Let's get back to the present, and this time it is Mogg from the other side, and he's going to raise the flags at long last. So it is 8 points to 0. First successful kick of the night for the Brumbies. They've been able to dominate territory. This sits up nicely. Oh, brilliant take from Wade.
Well, here's their chance, and they're rattling.
Tipperick. Hogg can't get past Power. Evans, the Welshman. Young's calling for runners and he finds Faletau. Stevens. As the half-time siren sounds. Hogg holding it up, then giving it to 12 Trees. Really deep on that occasion.
He didn't have another runner behind him, 12 Trees.
Now it's Gray. Grant. Hogg. O'Brien. No way through there.
No end now!
Brumbies will just have to be careful not to give away a penalty now as Hogg takes them on. Gets it out to Evans. Kimblin makes the tackle. Penalty.
Off feet. Number 8, you must release. And you must stay on your feet.
One off their feet and another one not releasing. So a double whammy there, and now they will get an opportunity to put some points on the board.
So Kimblin was, his arm is in there on the ball, wrapped around surreptitiously. You can just see it.
You must release quickly, move, and after that, stay on his feet, number 3. Off feet. No contest the ball. It's okay. It's okay.
Decision has been made. You're not going to win that argument,
No.
Peter Kimblin.
What we're doing is postponing half-time slightly.
So it's Stuart Hogg, the kicking coach, Neil Jenkins in the background. First points for the Lions in the first half. He is successful. In the nick of time, they open their scoring in the first 40, but it is still the home team, the Brumbies, leading by 8 points to 3 at the break. Try to Tavita Kurandrani, 1 penalty to Mogg, and then Hogg kicking the penalty goal for the Lions.
It's almost the first time all two of they've taken a sped-up line out. You could see them just walking in no particular formation and took the quick option. And again, going to their strength, the more they look to box kick out of here and put pressure on the Brumbies catchers more than likely.
Jaco Piper's got the flag out for foul play.
Yeah. Might that be against Grant?
Should be.
Working overtime on the head of Scott Seo.
TMO will come into it again. Let's have a listen.
Second player that's come around the head.
You got them out.
Okay.
Dangerous play.
You grab the head. Yeah. Number 1.
Goes against Ryan Grant.
You grab the head.
That's frustration. That's what that is. I think he even saw it was his opposing number. Kimblin immediately says, let's go for the 3. Old school wrestling hold, that one. The claw.
Jesse Mogg will have an attempt here. Grant made his debut against the Wallabies last year. A memento from a night in Canberra.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't wear glasses. They won't fit anymore.
Early in the year, Mogg was knocking on the door for Wallaby selection. And it's over again. Edging further ahead, the Brumbies. 55th minute, 14 points to 3. Ruin Smith. What a night for him. And Scott Fardy, now 28 years of age. A late bloomer.
Farrell needs to get that neck fixed. Oh, it's right now.
His 5th appearance on this tour. Farrell. Oh, he learned from the last miss. It's over.
That is one of the weirdest kicking styles I've ever seen. He's all over the shop, but he's such a wonderful striker of the ball.
Just keeps himself very chest on through the impact.
Oh, it's not over yet.
Rod Kafer is excited.
Jake is very excited as well. He couldn't bear to watch the last couple of minutes from the warmth of the coach's box. He wants to be down there with the troops. 2007 Rugby World Cup winner with the Springboks. He's got the team into the playoffs in Super Rugby for the first time since 2004. And now, this is young Chargers.
You reckon before the game this is up there with everything he's ever done in rugby?
Well, will the team, without their Wallabies, be able to pull off the upset victory? What a scrum it is for these young men from the Brumbies.
The last thing I want to do is a field goal. It may get charged down. Just get this thing out.
Set.
And it goes. Kimlin claimed immediately. Who's going to kick it out? Doesn't matter who it is. Oosthuizen was the one that booted it into the stands. The drought has been broken. 42 years. And an Australian province has again beaten the British and Irish Lions. The Brumbies have won it by 14 points to 12.
They have won their grand final and they've shattered the arrogance and the confidence of the Lions 4 days out from the first rugby test. There's a hero, Jesse Mogg. There's another one, Matt Tamua.
Brumbies become only the 6th Australian team, including test matches, to have held the Lions tryless as well. So not a lot to celebrate for the British and Irish Lions. Of course, it's not their test team.